Hello YouTubers and welcome to Novus Talks with me, your host Novus Gorez. So as I said in the last video when I was doing the update video for Saw 9, I was going to be talking about a more obscure movie for this video. Simply because there really isn't anything else to talk about. There's no news in the main sort of films and games I'm interested in at the moment. So I figured this would just be a fun little video to do because it's something, it's a movie I'm interested in that's coming out. Curious to see what's going to happen with it. And that is Skylines. Um, for those that don't know, in 2010 there was a big sci-fi blockbuster released called Skyline, which is what I have here in front of me. Um, it was directed by the Strauss brothers, and it wasn't received very well, and you can kind of understand why. However, I will say this, I only got around to seeing the movie recently enough, and while I absolutely love the visual effects and the action sequences in it, they were like pretty incredible. The rest of the movie itself, in terms of the characters and story, wasn't well written out, and so that kind of took away from my enjoyment of it. But then in 2017, they released a sequel, Beyond Skyline, which was, to my knowledge anyway, directed by the writer of the first film, Liam O'Donnell. And see, that's actually how I heard of Skyline, funny enough, was when a trailer for Beyond Skyline came up on Facebook for me, and I made it my business to go and check out the first film. But Beyond Skyline, for me anyway, was much better. I really liked that one. It was quite a surprise. A lot more action. The story was more understandable. It just felt like a much better film. But for those who have seen it, you would know Beyond Skyline, it start of it, I think like the first half hour or whatever, takes place at the same time as the first one, and then it goes on to take place like sequels afterwards. But anyway, it does end on a cliffhanger that sets up the third movie, which just wrapped filming recently, and the third movie is titled Skylines, which is funny because if you think about it, the second and third movie should have had the titles the other way around, but whatever. But the main thing that got me interested for the third film isn't because I'm like really big into this. It's because actually, funny enough, the story for the third film is a lot like what the story for Independence Day 3 was going to be. For anyone that remembers Independence Day Resurgence, when it ended, the humans were going to go off into space to find the aliens and go to their world and fight them. And unfortunately that got cancelled because everyone hated Independence Day 2, and understandably so. But they had like 3, 4, and 5 and 6 set up. So that story was cancelled. We never got to see that. But I'm interested now because in a way we are going to see that, but in a different franchise. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Skylines takes on that kind of a story. Because the poster of it was revealed a couple of months ago, and it looks badass. It's really interesting to see like what they're going to do with basically how they're going to defeat the aliens. Because one of the things I didn't really understand about Beyond was there was something about they could reverse they could find people who are immune to the blue lights, the sirens as they're called, and they could basically turn aliens back into humans or something. We didn't really see it happening, but it's interesting to see like how that's gonna lead into the third film, because there's so much they can do, and at the same time it's very hard to predict. Because I mean, obviously you can. Skylines is going to be a very hard film to sort of, as I said, predict, because it's going to be very different from the other two, but I imagine it would be the same. Like, I imagine, just my best guess on it, because we're not going to get a trailer for, I presume, another 4 or 5 months. The movie's coming out in, I believe, either November or December of next year. But I imagine the story is going to be something like, because 1 and 2 were about, you have a small group of people and then there's a huge alien threat and they have to get by, basically. I feel like 3 is going to do that. The main group of characters will arrive on this planet, then they'll have to go into hiding. Maybe their army or whatever is like wiped out and there's only a few survivors, and so they're going to have to sneak on board a few ships, survive against aliens, that kind of thing. But it should be really interesting to see because, I mean, of course, Skyline is not a franchise people talk about, and it's obviously not a franchise people wanted to see continue. But it is curious to see, and I'm almost wondering as well, for anyone that knows, when Skyline, the first one, was being written, since its story was very vague and there was no explanation, I'm curious, was that done deliberately? Was Beyond Skyline being planned back then? Were they planning to leave it so vague so they could explain it in 2 and then have 2 set up the big finale? That would be interesting to find out what the whole what's going on there anyway. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about it. A shorter video than usual, but only because there's not really a lot to say. There's no trailer at the moment, so obviously we can't really talk a whole lot about it. We can only predict so little because it's not, for better or for worse, it's not an easy film to predict. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm one of the few people on planet Earth that are saying they're hyped for Skylines, but it's there's something cool about it, especially the visual effects and stuff. They really stand out. Like, you can tell Skyline apart from other sci-fi franchises, mainly because the overuse of the color blue. But anyways, it'll be also interesting to see it's been a couple of weeks now since I saw Beyond Skyline. I've only seen it once, so I can't remember the characters' names exactly, but the girl who grew up, she was a baby that grew up within a couple of days to an adult, and she's the leader of the resistance now. I'll be interested to see where her story goes from now. How is she gonna develop more? What are we gonna see? Is she gonna be like the destined one to defeat the aliens? And also the big question will be, is this going to be the last one? It would make sense considering the story, but maybe they have ideas in mind for 4. Who really knows? But as time goes on, eventually when a trailer comes out, I'll probably do another video just to discuss more about it, because I'm really interested to see how this goes, as I keep saying. So yeah, I just thought I'd do this video just to fill you guys in while I try to think of other things to upload. I just did the Saw video and I said I wanted to get another one out quite soon, so that's why I did this video. And hopefully I'll have something planned for another video soon. I've no idea at the moment. There's not a lot happening, at least in the fandoms and stuff that I'm interested in. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to do some movie reviews of films I saw over the summer or something like that. Who knows, we'll see. But anyways, let me know down in the comment section below. Have you seen these 2 films? What do you think of them? Which one did you prefer? Do you like either of them? Do you only like one of them? Let's just discuss. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and please subscribe. Nova Squares out.